The new controversy over the Keystone pipeline project. If completed, that 2,000-mile-long pipeline is expected to carry crude oil from Canada all the way to refineries in Texas. Now, yesterday, President Obama suggested he is still considering whether or not to approve the project. But today, there is growing controversy as we learn that a company formerly belonging to a top donor of the president stands to gain millions if the project is not approved. John Roberts is live in Atlanta with that. John.
Good morning to you, John. The man at the center of all of this is Tom Steyer, billionaire hedge fund manager and top Barack Obama donor. He has been actively opposing the Keystone XL pipeline for months now and just launched a social media campaign to try to kill the pipeline.
We really cannot afford 40 to 50 years of development of a humongous oil reserve that's twice as bad, soup to nuts, as normal crude.
But Steyer may stand to gain financially from putting a bullet in the Keystone pipeline. He founded and still has investments with Farallon Capital, which has major positions in oil, including U.S. pipeline company Kinder Morgan, which is trying to expand a competing pipeline in Canada to export oil from the tar sands from Canada's west coast. Supporters of Keystone, like Nebraska Congressman Lee Terry, say Steyer is trying to have it both ways.
There's a lot of hints of hypocrisy here, and he still has offshore oil mining interests, and maybe he'll divest himself, but he certainly spent 25 years building up that portfolio for his capital management or hedge fund.
Now, here's how Farallon and potentially Tom Steyer could benefit from all of this. There are 3 proposed pipelines coming from the oil sands in northern Alberta. There's the Keystone XL pipeline down to Texas. There's the Northern Gateway to Kitimat, British Columbia. And then there is that Trans Mountain pipeline that he has invested with Kinder Morgan. They want to expand that pipeline. Now, it looks like Northern Gateway is not going to be built. If Keystone were to be killed as well, that would leave Trans Mountain as the only game in town. And the plan, John, is to carry 900,000 barrels of oil each and every day from the oil sands to Vancouver. That's more than the Keystone pipeline would carry. Now, Steyer left Farallon in December of last year, said that he wants Farallon to green his investments, shed all of his investments in oil, coal, and Kinder Morgan. But it's unclear where he is in that process. According to his spokesman, Chris Lehane, the divestment has been taking place consistent with the applicable legal requirements. So there is still a lot of opacity here when it comes to just how invested Tom Steyer, one of Keystone XL's biggest opponents, is in the oil and pipeline industry. John?
And as pipeline proponents point out, that oil isn't just going to stay in the ground if Keystone is not built.
You know, they make that argument that it will stay in the ground, but Canadian officials have insisted they'll get it out somehow, whether it's through that Trans Mountain pipeline, whether it's by rail, ship, or truck. They want to develop those tar sands and sell that oil.
All right. John Roberts in Atlanta. Thank you.